Welcome to Lake House Digital. As the Colombo Plan marks its 75th anniversary, the organization stands at an important moment in its long history of development cooperation. Founded in 1951, the organization has passed several decades of success serving many countries. Today, we have here with us very special guest. She is Ambassador Chulamanee Chartsuwan. We welcome her to Lake House Digital. Ambassador Chulamanee, could you begin by telling us about yourself, your personal journey, and the key experiences that have shaped your professional career?
Thank you very much. First of all, thank you for inviting me to your program. I really look forward to this interview to get to know more about the Lake House and also to get in touch with the general public in Sri Lanka. My name is Chulamanee Chartsuwan. I served in Thailand's Foreign Service for almost 4 decades. That tells my age. I served in 4 regions. In South Asia, I was Ambassador of Thailand to Colombo and Maldives towards the end of my career. But prior to that, I served in Europe 2 times, in the United States. I've been working in the United Nations, and I also served in Singapore. So for 4 regions throughout. I am interested to, I apply for this position of Secretary General of the Colombo Plan. One reason is because I have a lot of affinity towards Sri Lanka and the people. So I live very happy time, and I would say very successful time here as ambassador. And I know Colombo Plans a little bit due to my serving as a council member of the Colombo Plan during my time as ambassador here.
So, you are not a stranger to Sri Lanka. You were here from 2017 to 2021 as the Thailand's ambassador in Colombo and for the Maldives. So again, you have been appointed as the 9th Secretary General of the Colombo Plan program, and you will be here from 2026 to 2030.
That is correct.
Could you please walk us through the current focus areas of the Colombo Plan and how the organization is responding to the evolving needs of its member countries?
First, I have to mention that there is one African proverb I always recall throughout my career. That proverb say, if you want to go fast, you should go alone. But if you want to go far, you have to go together. This is my belief in multilateralism, and this is my belief in organization like Colombo Plan, that it can deliver very tangible result for member countries and beyond. The projects, the programs that that I intend to do right now, I want to focus more on our member countries. I want to promote exchange among member countries because we have now 26 member countries spanning from very diverse developmental stage, from least developed country to upper middle income, lower middle income, and also to advanced economy. This sounds like a challenge, but it is also it also provides very rich base whereby we can have discussion from different vantage point and to see how countries in this region can do what the original motto of Colombo Plan say that is self-help and mutual help. I think this provides very rich area. I also want to reflect that the world is changing so fast. I recognize that the need of members in this region also changing fast. Prior to this, we have 4 programs. We have a drug program and a narcotic program. We have a capacity building scholarship. We have maritime modernizing port and so on. And we also have environment and climate change. This is the 4 original program. With this fast changing world, I will listen more to what our members are interested to do, promoting peer exchange, and I will also try to invert the working method that normally people do. That is, our work is normally supply driven, but I want to invert it to be more demand driven, to hear more on what our members is interested in. I will still keep the 4 projects, the 4 programs going on, but the substance, the element in each programs will need to evolve according to members' need, their development need, their capacity building need, and so on. So I know this is not easy because the pace of change is so quick right now, and now knowledge expires too quickly. People always have to be upskill, reskill all the time. The training program, the curriculum that we have, that also need to be adapted, to change according to the evolving need of our members and of the world at the moment. So what I plan to do is I want to bring people from different vantage points together, discuss, seeing, identifying what are the gaps that exist that will evolve from that event. But normally when we have event, it's always turned to be talk shop because people go there, talk and finish. I hope I will be able to go one step further. Once we have meeting, we have event, we can see the gap that exists, and I hope to develop certain mechanism that can address those gaps with capacity building, with the scholarship maybe, with the other triangular cooperation with funders elsewhere to really fill in the gap. So that is what I hope to achieve.
As you mentioned, the world is changing fast.
The world is changing so fast.
But we hope with your experience in the foreign service, representing Thailand in many platforms, many organizations in the world, you will be able to do something more to the organization.
I do hope so, but I can do that with support of member countries. By nature, Colombo Plan is intergovernmental organization, so we are definitely we will work with government. But as you know, right now the world is talking about partnership. We cannot limit ourselves to work with government anymore. We have to do more outreach to private sectors, because they are one of the main driver of the world to drive the sustainability. Actually, Colombo Plan is intergovernmental organization. We serve government throughout our history. We train government officials and so on. But at this juncture, the role of private sector in supporting and driving sustainability is widely recognized everywhere, including in the United Nations. And one important factor is that at this juncture, with global disruption on every aspect, government spending, government budget on official development assistance, that means the budget that they allocate to support foreign countries, has been on clear decline trend. Especially last year, 2025, the statistic from OECD shows that ODA worldwide has been declined by 25%. That is the biggest decline in history. And for this year, the trend that OECD predict, it will further decline for another 6% or so. But this assessment was done even before the war in Middle East. So by the end of the year, I will not be surprised if we find out that the decline of ODA is even more than 7%. So on this, we have to expand our work. We recognize the role of private sector in driving sustainability. We see that the government spending on foreign assistance is on decline. So it is only imperative that we have to outreach more to private sector, to other funders like foundations and philanthropies, and even general public at large. This requires change of mindset in the Colombo Plan itself, because normally we work with government, but we need now to have more outreach to private sector, and we need to recognize that all companies, all corporates will think about their bottom line and how our work could add that value so that corporates could have more profit to respond to stakeholders and so on. One way is that I would outreach first of all to corporates that are committed to ESG principle. ESG stands for environmental, social, and governance. We hope to provide service on the S, on the social. What is the S that we can propose? We can propose that which we hope to tailor-made to respond to each corporate's need. We hope to support them to have happier workforce that will say no to all addictions, which, as we know, cause all the problems in workplace. And this is the way that we aim to go.
What are your main priorities and plans for the Colombo Plan organization during your term as the Secretary General?
I mentioned that I want to focus on the members. For the organization itself, I want to do 4 things. I admit that it's easier said than done. It can be, it's also another challenge, but I want to make the Colombo Plan more efficient in the way it works, in the way it organizes activities, the way it have internal control, and I want to introduce more technology to support very lean secretariat to do more work more effectively and faster, and cost more less. So that is the plan. The second one, apart from making the secretariat efficiency, is that I want the Colombo Plan, I want to diversify the Colombo Plan's donor funding base. We have experience of relying on very few donors, but that is not sustainable. We have to diversify, we have to talk more, not only with government, but also with corporates, with philanthropy, with foundations, and actually with the public on how we can contribute to their interests. Of course, every donors, every funders have their own agenda, and I fully respect that. But in certain ways, we should be able to provide our value-added service that built through 75 years of our history of public trust given by member countries, of many tested projects, curriculum that we have been doing on along. This is my second priority. The third priority, apart from efficiency and expand donor base, is that I want to show that Colombo Plan is relevant to members' need. What I mentioned earlier, what their developmental gap is, how we can address that, only by showing that we are relevant. Only by that we can gain trust and confidence from our members, which are like our integral part of the Colombo Plan family. And the fourth part is I want to be seen where it counts. I have to admit that before this, we get quite generous support from governments, and visibility is something that we might not pay top priority to, because working with government, we do the work, we deliver the work well. But in today's very crowded development field, our visibility, we are not seen in the level that our quality work should be seen. So I think we need to do more on this. So this is basically the 4 areas that I would really focus myself on: efficiency, donor base, relevance to our members, and visibility.
The Colombo Plan was conceived in Colombo and has maintained a long-standing relationship with Sri Lanka. How do you reflect on this historic relationship, and what role does Sri Lanka continues to play in the organization's journey?
First and foremost, the 2 founding fathers of Colombo Plan was one of the most prominent sons of Sri Lanka, Chayavadene. And together, he was the finance minister of Ceylon at that time, and Chayavadene and the Sir Percy Spender, foreign minister of Australia at that time, were widely recognized as founding father, gave birth to the ideas of establishing an organization here to plan prosperity, which is something that I think is very profound at the time when the world just get over from World War II, and how would country concern themselves with prosperity of other countries. This is something not only idealistic, but it is realistic as well, because it's like your prosperity, you cannot achieve prosperity alone. Your prosperity also involve others, prosperity of other countries. Even today, is even more significant that the world is getting even more interconnected than in World War II. This idea of planning prosperity together is really so meaningful. So the idea, concept of Colombo Plan from Sri Lankan sun. The Colombo Plan monument just in front of the municipal office is also quite unique in the sense that it's inscribed in 9 languages about international cooperation. I think this is so unique in the decades of the 1950s that 9 languages on a monument reflecting international unity that we need to cooperate. As a student of international relations, I think this is very impressive because normally monument we glorify victory of a war or some important landmark or some important historical event, but the monument here at the heart of Colombo talk about international cooperation. It's something that is the contribution that Sri Lanka gives to this. And Sri Lanka has hosted Colombo Plan for 75 years throughout its history of so many things happen in this country. 75 years, still Sri Lanka hosts it. And our working relationship is very strong that even our audit is done by Auditor General. This is written in our rules that our account must be audited by the Auditor General of Sri Lanka. So it's very strong. So on Colombo, and besides, I need to mention this, I will have to say last but not least, most of the staff in Colombo Plan are highly capable Sri Lankan girls and men, not girls, like women and men, who contribute greatly to the success of this organization throughout these 75 years. And this is something that I would like to put on record, that I highly value their contribution, not only to Sri Lanka, but to this region. And people don't talk too much about this, but the staff here are working very hard. And sometimes they work in very difficult places, like in Afghanistan, in Africa, and so on. So this is something that I think Sri Lanka should be proud of. On our side, what we contribute to Sri Lanka, Colombo Plan at the early years contribute significantly to infrastructure development in the country, and it later it contribute to capacity building, human resource development of the country. So we can see the mark of Colombo Plan in many existing infrastructure here, big building, dams, stadium, and so on, school, university, but also in the people that the Colombo Plan support with the technical assistance, scholarships, and so on. So this is something that is very, is really mutual benefit. But and the fact that most council members are ambassadors of member countries who reside in Colombo, I was one of them at certain point, is also reflect the importance that Sri Lanka as host throughout these 75 years has contributed to the continuity and the efficiency of our work, including supporting part of our rental for the office that we are using right now.
Yes, so far we discussed about the Colombo Plan organization, its member countries, and the relationships with Sri Lanka. Now I would like to ask you, Sri Lanka and Thailand have so many similarities. So what is your views, what is your ideas about this relationship, Sri Lanka and Thailand. This is going beyond the Colombo Plan, and I'm asking about the two countries.
Yes, I always wear my hat as Thai ambassador, so I'm very happy that you asked this question. Sri Lanka and Thailand, if I put it in a Bali verse, is Kalayana Mit. We are always good friends, and it's reciprocal. Our goodwills, our friendship is never one-sided. It's reciprocal. Especially on the basis of Buddhism. The Buddhists that has been practiced in Thailand at this, even today, come from Sri Lanka in something like 800 years ago. It's come from Sri Lanka. And the Buddhists here, Siam Vong, is part of some return that Thailand, some 200 years ago, come to support Sri Lanka when you don't have, you did not have any monks left here. So monks from Thailand came here to give upasampatha to monks and start Siam Nikaya, Siam Vangsa here in Sri Lanka. So you can see that the relationship is mutual. The goodwill between the two countries are mutual, and Thai people always, one of their dreams is to visit Sri Lanka, to pay respect to temples, to monks, and to visit where Upali Thelo stay during one of, like in his final days, and of course to pay respect to many temples in Anuradhapura and Dalada Malikawa. So this is one of the dream of Buddhists. I have to say, even my name, Chulamanee, so much is a Bali name, and of course it may be in the start that I have to serve this country twice. Once as ambassador and second time as Secretary General of the Colombo Plan here.
Yes, I'm happy you are again here in Sri Lanka with a new appointment. So I would like to ask you, as the Colombo Plan moves forward, what is your message to the member countries, partners and the wider public?
The message is, Colombo Plan has been established 75 years ago. 75 years is very long. It's like almost 2 generations. Throughout these 75 years, Colombo Plan have seen many things, from post-World War reconstruction to globalization, and now what people call is deglobalization. So we have gone through this. Our organization, like any organization, has its up and down. We have learned a few lessons along the way. At this juncture, we'll have a few lessons that we want to reposition Colombo Plan to be relevant, to be sustainable, to be effective, to serve the people that Colombo Plan was established to serve 75 years ago. So this is my intention, with the support of member countries, with the support of general public, our partners, past partner and potential partner. I hope that I will position Colombo Plan to be the organization that members would be proud to be part of, and I hope to make this organization something that Sri Lankan people would be proud that it bears its name.
With that, we have come to the end of today's discussion. Joined with us was NIV Secretary General of Colombo Plan Organization, Ambassador Chulamanee Chartsuwan. She is no stranger to Sri Lanka. She has served in Sri Lanka as Thailand's ambassador to Sri Lanka and the Maldives from 2017 to 2021, And again, she will be here till 2030 with her new appointment. So, Ambassador Chulamanee, we congratulate on your new appointment and hope you will be able to do the best for the Colombo Plan organization and the member countries. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.